winning the war. I get knocked down, I get back up, get up and go, I stay ready for more. Go to the toe till I level the score. Never gon' quit. Heard you seen some, but you never seen this. Bet on myself, 8 times, no trick. Give me the loot. See now we going high.
What it do, fam? You're listening to Going to the Body with the Urban Sports Scene. I'm Wole. We're going to have a special friend of the show come on. She's running a little late, but we're going to have her on. We got to talk about, the big news, what happened in boxing. Before we get into all of that, we got Knockouts Logistics. You can check out our website, which is www.urbansportscene.com. You can subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. Make sure you subscribe to the Urban Sports Scene YouTube channel as well. If you're in the YouTube chat, we accept super chats. Super chats help us support our show. The super chats will be prioritized over all comments in the chat. Don't forget to tweet us at Urban Sports Scene. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at Urban Sports Scene, and like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. All right, man, let's get into our edition, the pregame. Here's what we have on tap. Christine Lopez from In the Ring with Christine will join me to discuss, arguably, pound for pound, the best boxer in the world, Terence Bud Crawford, retiring. Christine's not here yet, but I'm going to talk about a little bit. When I heard the news that Bud was retiring, I was so disappointed because I just thought there was so much more on the table. Because it was unfair in terms of his whole career, where he really didn't get the opportunity to get some of the more big fights. I mean, we got to see him against Earl, we got to see him against Canelo, and we saw his greatness. We got to see him honestly against I'm drawing a blank. What's the dude's name? It'll come to me later. But I'm curious who else is. Yeah. Oh, Cross up says, I'm curious who else would he have fought? Good question. I would have liked to see him fight Boots. Again, I get him retiring. Don't get it twisted, because it doesn't get any bigger than Canelo. I get that argument. Like, I just would have wished he would have had got the opportunity. You know what I mean? Because the stuff that happened with Top Rank, how Bob Arum did him dirty. Like, we could have seen Bud demolish a lot of individuals. Because I gained a lot of respect for Bud, what he did to Earl Spence. I won't even lie. Because initially, I won't lie, I was one of those people that was like, all right, he got to get tested. So when he fought Sean Porter, I was thinking about Sean Porter. And when he beat Sean Porter, and then the way he beat Earl, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm not denying this dude anymore. How you beat the bricks out of Earl Spence was something special. And then I told myself, I'm never doubting this dude again. And I wasn't going to doubt what he did to Canelo. What he did to Canelo was what I expected to happen in terms of if he fought the fight that he fought. Like, I felt like if he fought like the aggressive fight, trying to, chase Canelo down, trying to be in the box with them, I thought that would be a dangerous fight. But Bud continued. He showed me his intelligence as a boxer. Bud is a special breed. Like, I just would like for him to, and I get it. Like, there are not that many, to your point, cross K up. There are not that many people that I feel like would still be on this level, but I still, yeah, I guess it would be Boots. It'd probably just be Boots. And I think he would be Boots too, to be real with you. He would be Boots. There's nobody left for Bud to fight. I do agree with that. I mean, him going up, maybe, but that wouldn't be fair. Maybe him fighting, say, Benavidez, but that's not fair. I just don't get why Bud should fight Boots. Bud beating Boots is like, I agree. I'm not mad at you, man. I ain't mad at you. Don't get it twisted. I ain't mad at you. I don't actually have that much respect. I mean, personally, you know me, I'm like, Boots gotta fight other folks anyway. Like, I'm that person. But I would have liked to see, just for him, just to add on to the resume, because I feel like, again, I think Bob Arum did him dirty. That's the one thing I kind of think about when I think about Bud. I feel like Bob Arum really did him dirty in terms of who he could have fought. Like, he could have fought a lot of dudes early where, we're talking about, but at the end of the day, like not even what's my man's name? Good God, I'm really having a moment. Light skinned boy. It'll come to me. It'll come to me later because I felt like he was ducking smoke. He was ducking. This individual was ducking. God, why is it? Why am I having a moment? Hold on. He said, Chris Cross said Crawford would Keith. There you go, Mike. There you go, Keith. There you go. Thank you, Keith Thurman. Appreciate you. You saved me. Thank you. I appreciate you, Keith Thurman. Like he would have whooped Keith Thurman. Manny was already done. He would have beat Manny too. Manny wasn't the same Manny, so I agree with that. I want to. Who do you feel cross K up? Who do you feel likes better? And since we're gonna shoot the breeze right now, who do you feel likes better? Do you put Bud over Floyd? Are you in that camp now? Because a lot of folks are now in that camp. Like they got Bud over, like some folks got Bud over Floyd. I like Bud because Bud don't duck smoke. That's what I do like about Bud. Bud ain't duck smoke. That's what I do like about Bud. But Bud has had a great career. I think it's Manny Floyd. Then you okay? So you got Manny. You think Manny Floyd then Crawford? So you got Manny over. You got Manny. Wait. You got Manny over Floyd, even though Floyd beat Manny. I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm a Manny supporter too. But for Bud, man, Bud's had such a great career, man. Like three belts in 3 different divisions. My favorite fight with Bud is obvious. I mean, though everyone knows I rooted for Earl, but that was my favorite fight of Bud. Like that fight, what he did to Earl Spence was spectacular. It was something special. I've never seen a dude, Ray and I, who's one of my co-hosts on this show. I've never seen a dude get a beat down like that before. Like what he did to Earl, I've never seen it in life in all my years of watching boxing in a prize fight like that. Like for a guy to be at that level. I mean, when Mayweather did the Gotti, like it was different because I didn't have that much respect for Gotti. I knew Mayweather would kind of whip up on Gotti. But what what Bud did to Earl, just like off the rip, the power, the hand speed, like just to know there's different levels to this, like you could tell like he was in a different league compared to it. It's wild because after watching Bud fight against Porter, I was like, I think Earl can get him. But then, like, nah, there was levels to it. My man Cross K up said, what he said, dude, I hate that car accident excuse because he beat Ugas. That's right. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't use it right after that. And it was his best performance. But man, whenever Bud got the chance to fight a big name, that's a fact. Like I'm an Earl supporter. I am an Earl supporter. But to your point, I don't know if that was his best performance, but it was a good performance, right? Because I mean what he did to Kell Brooks, I thought was like one of his best performances, right? What Earl did to Kell Brooks. I'm not even Mikey Garcia. I feel like Mikey Garcia was a smaller fighter, but he had a good performance against Mikey Garcia. But I thought what he did to Kell Brooks was a good performance, going basically fighting a man in his hometown and kind of like beating the bricks off of him. But what he did to Ugas, yeah, he looked good to a point where I thought, to your point, to what you talking about cross K up, I thought he was ready. So I don't use like the car accident for it as an excuse. He looked weird going into that fight, but I don't call it the car accident, situation. Like the better man won. Like you can't, when you get beat that way, that's my thing. The way, if you get beat that way, there's no excuse. Like there's nothing you can say. You can't say, all right, you can't hold on to that because that makes no sense, right? Because you look good against Ugas, but you couldn't look good against Bud Crawford. Makes no sense. I mean, Kell had just jumped up to fight Triple G and got his eye socket broken. I don't really credit that win that much. I think Ugas was definitely one of his best. Yeah, I mean, it was good. I mean, I just thought skill-wise, he looked better against Kell Brook. I thought he looked better against Mikey in terms skill-wise, in terms of how, and Mikey Garcia, I thought he showed more hand speed. But again, Mikey was moving up though, so it was unfair. I get your point. I just thought in terms of his individual skill, he looked better skill wise. I felt in other fights, with Earl, it was more like body shots, power, imposing his will. I just felt like against Mikey and against Kell Brook, I thought his skills looked better. Ugas, he had a good show against Ugas, especially Ugas already. Ugas beat Manny before that, right? Cross K up. Correct me if I'm wrong. He beat Manny right before that, right? So yeah, I thought that was definitely a good showing for Earl. But back to Bud, man. Bud, heck of a career. The gratification I get for Bud, I get the way the gratification I have for Bud ending his career the way he did, that he got to move up in a level where he got more recognition, right? And more notoriety from people who don't watch boxing. You know what I mean? You got to see him on talk shows. Like he was doing the circuit. People started to see his personality. So I just felt like, for one thing, for Bud, I felt like he got the attention that he deserved after those victories. Definitely after the Spence victory and definitely after the Canelo victory, where you couldn't deny his ability as a boxer. And that to me is the most important thing. The most gratifying thing I got from Bud in Bud's career, his last couple of years in the boxing game. If he doesn't come back, was we got to see he got the attention he deserves in that regard. Like, because before then, if you weren't a boxing fan, you ain't really know who Bud Crawford was, for real. He couldn't. The argument was Bud ain't selling out no Dallas Cowboys stadium. He ain't selling out big tickets in Vegas. He ain't doing this. The only place he's selling is Nebraska, right? But now he was at a point where people wanted to see him fight. And I think that's something he deserved. He deserved that platform. He deserved that stage. He got that stage. So I get the retirement. Like, I get it. I would love for him, and just as a boxing fan, a selfish boxing fan, to see him out there. But to, like, my man Cross K up, what he's talking about, I totally agree. It's to a point where who else do you go and fight? It's almost to like how I talk about Usyk. Like, I'm like, who else could Usyk really fight? I know he wants to fight Wilder, but really he could retire as well, because there ain't nobody really. He didn't beat them all the guys who are really, really relevant to fight at the heavyweight division. He could retire as well. Cross K up said people just didn't like Bud only because he was from Nebraska and he was hard-headed. But after that post-style fight and whooped Gamboa, people started really paying attention. Yeah, I think boxing fans did, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he beat Gamboa, like I said, that's the first time I saw it, to be real. That's the first time I saw a Bud fight was the Gamboa fight. And like, it's because Gamboa had rocked him early, and then he switched, which impressed me. What impressed me about Bud is he switched up in that fight and went southpaw, and then he kind of had his way with Gamboa. So that's when you got the gist of like how intelligent of a boxer he is, not just was, he is, because he was able to like switch up in that fight, go southpaw, and had Gamboa confused off of that alone, and got clean shots and basically made Gamboa quit. That's when I was like, okay, Bud is like one of them. Like, he's somebody to watch. Looking at, because I was looking at him, Spence at the time. I was looking at, Keith Thurman was a guy that I did like. But Keith Thurman was an individual who was ducking smoke. So that's when I started like not respecting Keith Thurman. I saw him duck smoke with multiple people. So I became less of a Keith Thurman fan. But yeah, shout out to Bud Crawford, man. Like, he's a guy that, again, 42-0, retired at the age of 38. So really, that's a good time to retire. You're not trying to see somebody at 40. It's not a bad spot to retire, to be honest with you. But he just looks so good at the end, though. You know what I'm saying? Cross K up said Crawford's ability to adjust is just second to none. I put his adaptability right next to Floyd's 100%. The way he just stifles your offense is something I've only seen with Floyd. It's impressive, man. It's impressive. Like, he knows how to change up. He knows how to change up. That's the most impressive thing about Bud. He knows how to switch the game up on you. Like, and sometimes I'll be like, you really gotta go southpaw, but it works. It's like when you see it in real time, it works for him. It like literally, it's like, it's definitely a strategic thing. It's not let me go gamble on just going southpaw. Because some people, I feel like, in the boxing game go southpaw. They can do it, but they do it just to do it. You know what I mean? Like, you got some guys in the game who do it just to do it. I feel like when Bud does it, it's with thought. Like, okay, like, all right, let me give him a different look. He been used to this. I'm a counter, and I'm gonna see if he ain't ready for it. It's really like thought out. Some people, I think they do it for show. Bud does it for a purpose, and it's like that's what makes him, again, when he does that, that's what makes him such an elite boxer. It's just everything he does to me is with a purpose. It's not wasted movement. It's not wasted action. It's with a purpose. Bud is just one of them, man. It's one of them. It's just a sad day as a boxing fan just to see when you see one of those great ones do it. It's crazy. So what you got? What do you think the current top 5 pound for pound is out of my top 5 pound for pound boxers right now? At this moment, you said at this moment, it would be, I got Usyk was my pound for pound number 1 off the rip anyway, because I just like Usyk was my number 1 because I just what he did as a cruiserweight and fighting those dudes is crazy at his height and weight to dominate those dudes. So Usyk was number 1 for me. If Bud's not in, Bud was my number 2. But if Bud's not there, it's Usyk. Man, I like Benavidez a lot, bro. I love Benavidez a lot. I'm gonna say Usyk. I'm gonna say in a way it's 2. Benavidez is 3 for me. Shoot, who would be 4 for me? 4 would be I gotta think. 4 would be Bivol will be 4, and 5 would yeah, I know I'm a big Shakur Stevenson fan, and I feel like if I put him 5, I'm gonna go 5 Shakur because I just love Shakur. 5 would be Shakur for me. That would be my top 5. It would be Shakur. Yeah, Shakur would be 5 for me. And that can change. I have to think about somebody else. I'm so impressed with In a Way though. I love. Oh, bruh. All right, so I like Tio. We're gonna have a whole different discussion. It's cool, Matt. Appreciate you, man, because you actually have me going. I like Tio, so I don't want no one to think I don't like Tio. I like Tio. I like Tio a lot, but I got Shakur winning. I just think Shakur, his skill, if he fights off using his jab, use his hand speed. If he doesn't get arrogant and try to like get in the box with Tio, Tio got power. Tio got power. Like folks be hating, and Tio got great footwork. He got great footwork, great power. If you saw Tio's last fight, I think it was against old boy. He wasn't that good, but I forgot his name. But let's go back to the Lomachenko fight. You go back to the Lomachenko fight. You saw the best of Tio in terms of what he can bring to the table in terms of footwork, hand speed, power. He got the whole package when he's focused and concentrated. When Tio is focused and concentrated, there ain't that many people who could beat Tio. But I have Shakur on. You talked about Mayweather. I got Shakur on such a Mayweather level in terms of how he plays defense, hand speed. Like he don't got the pop. Like that's a fact. Like he don't got the pop. I ain't gonna act like he got pop. He don't got the pop, but he got the intelligence. So I would go Shakur in that fight. But I think it's gonna be a hell of a fight, though. I think I don't doubt Shakur. I never doubt the intellect of a boxer. Like the one that I feel like is the guy who has that science down pat. It's hard for me to doubt that person. Like for me, I'm a Manny. Like we talked about Manny and Floyd. I'm a Manny dude. I love Manny, but I thought Floyd beat Manny just because of like the sweet science of his skill set and his ability in game. I had Floyd beat Manny, but yeah, I would definitely go Shakur in that fight. But I think it would be a good fight though. Like if Tio beat him, I wouldn't be surprised. I would say that much. I would definitely say that much. So looking at, I'm gonna ask you, my guy, like in terms of, yeah, I think Shakur, as long as he don't get in the, exactly, that's my point. As long as he don't get arrogant and get in the phone booth and get in that box, I think he's fine. If he fights from the outside, he fine. Because I think he can frustrate Tio. I think he can definitely frustrate Tio. So I already mentioned my favorite fight, but anybody else who's out there watching, what is your favorite fight with Bud? Like, what's your favorite Bud fight? It may not be Tio in a brawl. Yes. Paul was good. Tio in a brawl, definitely. If it's a brawl, I got Tio. But Shakur ain't that type of person. But what's your favorite Bud fight? Like I already mentioned, like my favorite Bud fight is obviously Earl Spence. Like that's my favorite one. Like that's where I was like, I was in shock and amazed. I was like, this dude really beating his ass. Like I was like, this is some real stuff. Like this dude is really putting belt to ass on this dude. Like that was when I was like, yeah, man. I was even screaming. I felt like Rocky and the Russian, no, not Rocky, Apollo Creed and the Russian. And I was like, hey, and his trainer. I feel like throw the towel. That's how I felt when I was watching Earl fight Bud. It was that bad. But that would be my favorite fight. Second, I guess my second favorite Bud fight would probably be, you mentioned the Gamboa fight, would probably be the Gamboa fight, because I just thought the sense of skill and adjustment kind of really impressed me as a guy who, at that time, a lot of folks ain't know. Yeah, Beltran was good. That was a good fight. Really showed his heart. Yeah, after the was shouting at my screen for him to knock him down. That was a good one. I remember that one. That was a good one. That was on wasn't that on ESPN? If my memory serves me correct, that was an ESPN fight, right? I believe it was like, I know top rank ESPN. I think it was the ESPN. I think it was on ESPN. If my memory serves me correctly, it could be wrong though. But yeah, that was a good fight. Definitely was a good fight. Bud is what? Yeah, Bud came back. Yeah, Bud came back and knocked dude out in the ninth round. I forgot his name. I think I could have been the. Oh, you maybe that. Oh, you talking about Porter, Sean Porter? You talking about Sean Porter? You talking about the Sean Porter? You talking about Sean Porter fight? Because he was down a little bit in that fight. Oh, you talking about You talking about Sean Porter? Yeah, Sean Porter fight was good too. That was a good fight. That was a competitive. That was a highly competitive fight though. I don't know if Bud was down on some cards, but it was like before the knockdown, was Bud down on that card? I thought Bud caught up in that card. Then he got the knockdown. I thought Sean Porter's dad. He stopped that fight too prematurely. Because Sean Porter wasn't like thoroughly hurt. I thought it was just like weird. I mean, his coaches were saying he was down on the scorecard. Yeah, it's cards. And 20 seconds later, Sean Porter got knocked down twice. Yeah, that's true. He did get knocked down. That's true. Oh, dude was funny. I think he's talking about Beltran. You talking about Gamboa? I think you're talking about Gamboa then. I kind of think you're talking about Gamboa. Because Gamboa hurt him in the first round. You may be talking about Gamboa. Or yeah, I think you may be talking about Gamboa. You could be talking about Gamboa. But yeah, that's my favorite fight of all time is Bud. Yeah. Maybe or Duran. I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe. It's probably Gamboa. A lot of because he started off. Yeah, I think we're talking about a Gamboa fight. To me, again, like Bud, his place right now. So my man Cross, he got Bud number 3 all time. Oh, you got him all time 3 all 8. So Cross K up. You got him 3 overall, or you got a 3 in our modern day of watching boxing? Because Muhammad Ali's always up there, Sugar Ray Leonard, folks like that. You got him 3 overall or 3 in the modern day of boxing? Yeah, if you got him 3 modern day of boxing, I ain't gonna argue with that. Like I feel like, or yeah, modern day boxing, Bud at 3. Dang, that's tough, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, that's tough. I'm gonna ask y'all over Sugar. I mean, Bud like that, man. Sugar is like that too, though, man. That's a different era. I think people get so fixated on losses, though, because back then they didn't care about losses. It was all about who you fight. But Bud's situation was more promoter, not Bud. Bud was trying to fight whoever. His situation was more promoter. It wasn't trying to protect the Mayweather. You can make the argument was like tactical after a certain point. Pretty Boy wasn't ducking no smoke. That's why I always make sure that everybody know. Pretty Boy in the beginning of Money Weight Mayweather wasn't ducking smoke. And I mean, they weren't. They were fighting. He was fighting. I said they like he 2 separate people. He was fighting dudes back then. I have Crawford at 147 over anyone in history that switch hitting, counter punching, adjusting. That shit was outrageous to watch in real time. He's most definitely over Ali and Leonard. Dang, you think so? Sheesh. I mean, it's I don't know, man. It's hard, man. It's hard, man. The body, because them dudes got to see he got to see his counterparts. Ali got to see his counterparts often. So did Leonard. And again, it wasn't, and it's not a knock on Bud. This is what I'm saying. I know you're talking about skill. I ain't knocking that Cross K up. I know you're talking about. It's hard, right? Because I think promoters get in the way in terms of some of this pound for pound stuff, to be real with you. And you know, some folks who duck smoke. Bud don't duck smoke. So that's why I'm making sure I preface that by saying Bud don't duck smoke. But it's hard because you got so many promoters, and also you got individuals who ain't doing it like back in the 80s and 70s, right? And even I had this discussion too, even in the early 90s and even early 2000s, right? Folks, and I'm talking about, I'm putting Mayweather out there, like folks were fighting everybody back then, man. That wasn't a thing. Like Oscar De La Hoya was fighting everybody. You know what I mean? We forget how good Oscar was back then. Oscar was fighting everybody, like the best of the best. We're talking about Sugar Shane Mosley, Floyd Mayweather. He fought he fought Tito. He fought Fernando Vargas. Fernando Vargas was like an undefeated boxer that everybody thought was going to be the next one. I mean, he's fighting everybody at that time frame. You know what I mean? So it's hard, man. Like compare modern day boxers because of the business and how people are how promoters are kind of screwing individuals, and also you got certain people who they kind of baby certain individuals to so they don't want them to catch the L because it's all about this money thing. It's hard, man. It's really hard. I mean, Shane was fighting everyone, no matter what now. But no matter what now, he can't speak a sentence without spin everywhere. Bud smart. He can fight everywhere and not get and not get hit a bunch of fights. Yeah, I'm not mad. I'm mad at that. Oh, Prime. This is a good one. Prime Tito versus Bud. Who y'all got? Oh yeah, I got Bud over Tito, and I love Tito. I got Bud over Tito. Tito was like that though, but I got Bud over Tito. Shoot, Tito fought Bernard Hopkins. That's how much them dudes was fighting each other, man. Them dudes was fighting each other. He retired, but he coming back. You think so, Peter? You think he coming back for real? You think he coming back for real? I don't know. He coming back, man. Look, he 38, man. He 38. What and to what my man Cross K up said, like who do he need to fight though? Who he need to fight? And I agree with him. Like Boots I said Boots because he's just a young up and coming fighter who's always been kind of trying to call him out. But really, Boots gotta get his weight up to even try to get to a Bud. He ain't fight enough. Yeah, he 38, bruh. 38, like for real. I'm telling you, man. I don't know, like to me, him and Usyk don't need to fight no more. I ain't gonna hold you. Like Usyk shouldn't even be fighting anymore. Like Usyk fighting Wilder is like charity work to me. Like he shouldn't fight no more. I'm a boxing sensei from X. Appreciate you, man. Bud can't, yeah. Not really. I don't think, nah. I wouldn't want Bud to go that far out because look, man, Bud man, I've met Benavidez, man. Like that dude damn near heavyweight. I wouldn't want Bud to fight a Benavidez. That's not even a fair fight in my belief. I think if another undisputed was there for him to collect, he would, but there really isn't anyone accomplished enough for him to drain himself to fight. To go fight. I agree. I totally agree. I agree with that. They violated him trying to rob him on his way out. He kept his bread because belts only collect dust. Facts. I don't know why I was thinking he was 32 or something. Yo, nah, man. Bud is up there in age, man. That's what they is. Bud is up there in age. He is not there, bro. He is not. That's why I get it. Like he's 38. He's got the situations with the belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they had to relinquish the belt because of fun, because of money. They were doing that. They were being real dirty. Like he don't need this crap. Real talk. Yeah, you think he's 32 because he fights once a year. The Benavidez ducking claims are just the haters wanting to see Bud lose in an unrealistic fight. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's not ducking smoke. It's just not a fight that should be made. That's not ducking smoke. That's just not a real. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. That shouldn't be a thing. Like him and Benavidez shouldn't be a thing. You know what I mean? Like let Canelo duck that smoke. Like yeah, Canelo should be fighting Benavidez. Like that's who should be fighting Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? That should be fighting Benavidez. Yeah, that's not a thing. All they do is move the goalpost. If he was to beat Benavidez, they would ask him to fight Bivol. Nah, like he shouldn't. I'm be real with you. I'm just saying he shouldn't fight Benavidez. I'm being real. Like that's not a fair. Like that's different inside. That's a different beast. Like that. Look again. Benavidez is a damn near heavyweight. I don't know if folks are like he is a damn near heavyweight. Real talk. Like that should not be a fight for him. That's not a fair. That's not if Bud beat Benavidez, that would be like just already call him to go. If he fought him, call him to go. Yeah, Benavidez. I've met the dude. Yes, ain't yes, bro. That is not a yes. Not a 168 pounder at all. At all. That ain't no. That's what I'm saying. Not at all. So nah, no. I'm with that. Like Bud could. There's really nobody. Maybe if you wanted to, like to test himself, a Bivol. I mean, respectfully, but again, he don't got to. He don't have to. There's nobody. He did his part. You know what I'm saying? He did his part. You know what I mean? Bud looked like he can carry one. Like he can carry 168 if he wanted to, but it ain't really. It ain't nothing. I don't feel like Bud need to. He kind of proved his point already. When he beat Canelo, he proved his point. The way he whipped on Earl and had me shocked and serious. I'm serious. That's how I was, Peter. That's how I was, man. The way he beat Earl, that's when I knew, like, yeah, I can't deny this dude no more. Because I was denying him. See, I'm real on the show. I was denying him, but the way he beat my guy Earl, I was like, yeah, there's levels to this. To a point where I was like, when folks talked rematch, I was like, don't do it, Earl. Nah, you don't want it no more, man. You don't want that. You don't want that. I got to a point like, I don't even like to hear Bud Earl rematch. That's how much Bud had me shook. I don't even like hearing Bud Earl rematch. That to me is like a 4-letter word to me. Yeah, man, it's for real. I'm telling you, that thing was that was nasty work at its highest. That was nasty work at its highest. Shit, what do you say? Yeah, he made it look easy the way he beat Spence right. No, yes, it was too easy. It wasn't. It was like Martin with Hitman Hearns type joint, where how the ending result. That's how I felt. That's how Earl looked after the fight. He looked like he looked like Martin. I mean, he was a get hit man. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't no longer deny him neither, and the respect he has for Floyd is respectable. Crawford would beat Pac-Man. Yeah. What do you beat Pac-Man? Which man are we talking about, man? Yeah, he is ambidextrous, basically. Which Pac-Man we talking about, man? Because I think we be forgetting which Manny are we talking about? We talking about the Manny who was really laying folks out. I don't know, man. That Manny was special. I don't know. That Manny was special. That's what I'm saying. Would beat the sugar honey iced tea out of Pac-Man. I'm telling you, Styles make fights. Pac-Man don't want none of that. I don't know. Young Manny was raw, bro. I don't know, man. Young Manny was something. Young Manny had power on both hands, though, man. Oh, Young Manny, and the angles. All right, I got a question. Who would win a fight if he can move up and he was in his prime? Because I thought he was on a way of moving up, kind of like the Manny who flatlined. I don't know, man. That Manny was special, man. I don't know. We can agree to disagree with that. That Manny was something. The Manny who is knocking out, who is punishing Cotto, the cheating margarita. Dang, man, he had a Ricky Hatton. He made Ricky Hatton look bad. Manny has he is Oscar. Manny got a resume, man. I don't know. Don't get it twisted though. Again, Bud, it's a great conversation to have. But again, I mean, Bud would definitely have a great chance to beat Manny. Not gonna put it out there because again, boxers give Manny issues. Like real legit boxers can give Manny issues. So I get when my man Cross K up talking about styles make fights. That is something that definitely is a fight where I think, yeah, it's definitely obtainable for Manny for Bud to beat a Manny Pacquiao. What we got? But that Manny was cold though. Crawford would have iced Manny 100%. I don't see Manny being able to do a lot of that flurry shit with Bud. His ass would be eating counters all day long. Yeah, we'll see, man. I don't know, man. Manny used to. I don't know. I mean, I ain't knocking it because Bud as a boxer is elite. And just like I said about Mayweather, I knew as being a Manny dude, I knew Mayweather would beat Manny. Though I would love to see Mayweather fight. I would love Mayweather fight Manny when Manny had all his superpower. But again, I would love Mayweather fight Manny when Mayweather had all of his superpower. I just wanted both of them dudes to fight in their primes, not that crap they did like late and trying to sell a fight that wasn't like these dudes weren't the same dudes. I wanted them to fight each other when them dudes was like still them, and we could see what happened, but we never got that. We got robbed. But then what the cool thing about Bud can always say like he did in his career, he never got robbed. We all talked about that Earl fight. And regardless of what happened, the outcome of the fight, we got a fight where, like, we don't have to question. You know what I mean? We don't got to question. All right, my homegirl's here. She's in the building. I can see her. She's upside. She's sideways though. I can't. She's sitting sideways. She gonna fix it though. She gonna fix it. She's sitting sideways. We got. Okay, now she's back. Okay, you good? Okay, hold on. Let me. All right. Let me waste. I don't want to waste any time. She's here. She's in the building. We got. Okay, here we go. We got her. We got her in the building, in the ring with Christine.
Yes,
Miss Christine Lopez, also one of the hosts of Women's Crushing It Wednesdays. What is up, Christine?
Hey, I'm so sorry. My phone is like freaking out. And I'm so sorry I'm late. Everything's good. Everything's so good.
I'm glad you're okay. I
actually walked in the house from being out of town.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you. Didn't have to do this.
Yes,
I appreciate you showing up. I appreciate you showing up. This is awesome. I still appreciate you showing up. So, hey, Christine, I do want to ask you. I'm gonna ask you this question I've asked folks in this chat. When you heard the news that Bud was retiring, like what came to mind?
You know what? I mean, I didn't want to say I didn't have like a for sure like that he was going to retire. I kind of had an inkling. I mean, if you go back and you hear some of the interviews where he's like, you know what, I'm going to leave boxing and quit boxing before boxing retires me. He's talked about not caring about the money, not caring about the belts, but caring more about shutting people up. Everybody who's doubted him, who's ever said anything negative about him. So I thought, you know what? Maybe he has two more. This was before Canelo.
Yep.
We heard rumors about a possible rematch with Canelo. So I was like, okay, maybe he'll do one more time. But then I think he's going to ride off into the sunset. But he surprised us all. It's bittersweet.
Yes.
And I'm not mad at it. Like, I'm not mad at it at all.
Yeah, we have folks in this chat that aren't mad at it, to be honest with you. You gotta, when you add his age at 38 and who else and folks in the chat and my man Cross K up, gotta give him his props, but because he's right. Like, really, who else is out there for him to fight? Like, who does he have to prove a point to? Like, I know, like I brought up Boots, but like Boots gotta get his weight up to see if you want to see a Bud. You gotta fight people to see if you're ready for a Bud.
Yeah, Boots is a pup. Even though he has 34 fights, he's still a pup because he has not been tested. Exactly. He hasn't. And why? Because it's boxing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You do get hit, your body goes through things. Why give him an opportunity? It's like he doesn't deserve it. He hasn't earned it. Not
Yes.
yet. And by
Mm-hmm.
the time he does, well, Bud's already, done everything he's wanted to do. So why would he wait around for him? He
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have to wait around for anybody.
No, I agree. That's where I was at too. It's just like because I throw that name out because a lot of fans always
Yes.
mention Boots,
Sure,
and I'm like,
sure.
at the end of the day, to your point, like Boots hasn't had any fight to say, you know what, you should be fighting a Bud Crawford. Like you
Right.
don't have that on your resume. Like, and
Right.
it's in the history of boxing, no one. It's rare for somebody at Bud's level. We're talking about arguably the pound for pound, the best boxer in the game, to
For
say,
sure.
okay, I'm gonna fight a young dude just to fight a young dude. That doesn't really happen.
No, I mean, he had to climb his way up.
Yes.
He had to earn his stripes.
Facts.
And he went, I mean, he literally came up out the mud. I mean, how many times have people said that he's not who he is? How many times?
I was one of them. I'm fair. I was one of them. He proved it to me once I saw what he did to Earl. I was like, I can't even. I'm not denying nothing.
Absolutely.
Not denying nothing.
Absolutely.
So, but he deserves it. I was saying this too earlier that I'm happy that for him in this element that he gets like these last two fights the last two big fights that he had, right? He finally got the attention he deserves, not just from I think the boxing community knew what time it was with Bud, but like for people who didn't, the people who were like the casual boxing fans, they got to know who he is, and he deserved that because for him to be that good for that many years, it's good that he got that opportunity. He got that spotlight to be like, all right, I know who Terence Bud Crawford is. That wasn't a thing before.
A household name.
Exactly.
He's finally a household name. Exactly. And he hadn't been before. I mean, he was one in my household, but I'm a boxing head. So he's finally a household name. And I just love it. And I don't know if you've seen, I'm sure you have, like on X and other places where people are still, oh, well, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. And then the latest, Kant is dead, so we knew he was going to retire. Like, and I'm like, that is so horrible. Horrible. I mean, there's a wife that's left and people that loved him, and you're still dragging this man's name through the mud, even though he made good. We all make mistakes.
Yeah. And
yes, Bud was with him, and many other champions who have not popped dirty under him in this new brand snack. I don't know.
Well, I mean, people are always gonna, because they want to be right. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Like, if you didn't believe in somebody, you want to be right about it. Like his skill is undeniable. That's how I look at it. Like, it's undeniable.
Yes, undeniable.
I mean, to me, the only person that robbed him out of greatness is Bob Arum. To be real with you.
Yes, I saw that. I saw that. Peter Morton. Yes, you're absolutely right. And I'm not sure what it was. Like, we can speculate. And really, we haven't really been able to see on camera Bud's personality until as of late. But people that know him know he's so funny, he's charismatic, he's a great support to his team. But the outside people didn't know that. So maybe Bob was like, he's not marketable. I don't know.
He kept saying that. That's what he was saying. That was his talking point. He kept saying that Bud wasn't marketable, but if you see him, to your point, if you got to see him of late, he's marketable to me. Like, something, and sometimes there's something cool about a dude to just know he better than you. A dude that's just kind of a badass. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, to be honest with you, like who don't take no shit. So like that's where when I look at Bud, I'm like, that in its own right, that's marketable. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
Tyson, when he was younger, wasn't the most. He didn't speak a lot. He was quiet. No. He did his business, but that was marketable, right?
That was it.
So, Bud in his own way, that's up to the promoter. You got to promote him the correct way.
Exactly. That's why you are a promoter to promote your guys and girls.
Yeah, agreed. So I don't think that was on Bud. That was on you, because Bud gave you the fight that you want for fans to like. Like, he was getting folks out of there
and beat everybody you put in front of him. So what platform did you put him on? What interviews did you have him doing? What special things on the side did you have him doing so people could see him and get to know who he was? Because nobody can deny that he had the skill set. He just wasn't given the opportunities.
I agree. I totally agree. That's where I was at with it. Like, I don't like it wasn't about him not being able to promote him to market himself. That wasn't a thing.
Right.
That was
Right.
his job. That was
Yeah.
Bob Aaron's job. Period.
Absolutely.
So for like when you evaluate Terence Crawford's career in totality, what separates him from the modern day pound for pound greats?
Well, I mean, he was the first male, to be undisputed in the 4-belt era. You know, he was world champion in what, 3 different weight
Three. Yep.
classes, undisputed in 2. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well,
And
you always
the
right, Christine. Don't worry about it. You always right.
you're right. You're right. No, but the thing that I love, there's many things that I love about him, but he is scary in the sense that, or was scary in the sense that, like I said before, when he said, I don't care about the money.
Yeah.
I don't care about the belts. All I care about is shutting people up. And I'm going to do it when I get in the ring. And that's exactly what he did. He had no fear. He had no fear of anyone that he faced. He didn't care who it was. He knew he was going to win. That self-belief is scary and unstoppable, for anyone that's across the ring. Everybody knows he lived the life. People say Mayweather lived the life too. Yes, he lived the life. And that is so important. But there's very few boxers you can say that did that.
No, I agree. And you know what? This is when I learned it when he fought Earl, right? Like when he fought Earl. And just before the fight though, because this is when I kind of got shook a little bit. I was like, I don't know. I felt like Earl was doing like Hollywood stuff in terms of training, but Bud wasn't. Bud was doing like, not to be funny now, and like use a movie, like he was doing that Rocky workout type thing.
Yeah.
Like it was, the focus was like real. Like he was Rocky against the Russian. He was in the woods, with Mother Nature training. And I was like, oh yeah, he different. Like his mentality is really different.
He's got his house in Colorado where they train, the altitude is different. And then there's this thing, anyone who knows Colorado Springs knows that there is the incline. I call it the death climb. Look, it goes straight up, freaking a mile straight up to God. You know what I'm saying? You cannot breathe. He's running up that thing like he's running around the corner. I did it one time and that was all I needed. I was not running. I was crawling. Okay. Listen, he put himself through things that a lot of people don't want to do and that can't do.
Yeah.
Because he knew he was the best, but he knew he had to put the best foot forward and do everything he needed to do to stay there.
Yeah. I do it. And also, I'm a Spence supporter, but I do want to give Spence his props for giving Bud that opportunity to fight him, right? Because truth be told, he could have easily said no to that fight. You know what I mean? Sure. And that would have changed what I think many casual fans would have thought of Bud. You know what I mean?
No,
like
for real.
Get these opportunities, for real.
Yeah, for real. And he may not have gotten the opportunities that he had, like you said, after, absolutely. So shout out to him. Shout out to Spence. I love Spence. I think he's great. That performed, but even before that, I mean, Sean Porter. I mean, after we talked about that. Sean Porter, he retired.
Yeah,
he retired.
Yeah. So he's one of them. He definitely is one of them.
He's one of them.
He's definitely one of them. So all right. So in terms of like Crawford retired undefeated, and we already talked about that. And you mentioned his accomplishments in terms of divisions and the championships, the three different championships in 3 different weight classes.
Yes.
How significant is that? How significant is that achievement in terms of boxing history?
I think it's very significant. Because the thing is even once, our kids and grandkids and great grandkids, are looking back in history and seeing his name and looking at the things that he's done, he's going to be somebody that sticks out, that stands out. They're going to be like, just like, Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, who else who's here, Canelo,
Canelo,
I mean, there's going to be so many. He's going to be that one of those guys that people are going to look up to, mimic, want to be like. He has definitely made his mark in the world. He is up there with the greats, the greatest of the greats, for sure.
So where would you put him in terms of all-time greats? Where do you have him?
The thing is I always hate to do all-time greats.
It's tough,
and I'll tell you, it's tough. But I'll tell you why, because a lot of these champions are great for different reasons or things. Like me personally, what I do, that's why I don't have my top 5 or my top 10 or the list or whatever, because it's always going to change. But also, I don't just look at what they've done in the ring. I look at what they've done outside of the ring and even some of life's difficulties. Because let's face it, we're not in the ring. We're not preparing. Someone could just kill us, with one punch. But we still have things in our life that hinder us or sway us or motivate us. So they have that. They have to be truly dedicated and put the work in. They have to get in the ring where someone may or may not kill you, and you have to leave all that behind and really focus on what you're doing. So I like to look at the big story, the big picture. I think each era has the top guys. I can't say all time of the world in history, but right now, Bud is the guy for our time. He is the guy.
Yeah, I agree. I just think that in his era, he's definitely. I mean, I will say this though, like Usyk has a good little taste in history right now too.
So how can you say one is above the other? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. It's tough because I was saying this argument too that, and it's not Bud's fault. Honestly, it's just like in terms of, it's really, I mean this in terms of modern boxing, is that from 80s, 90s, and even early 2000s, everybody's fighting each other. So it really wasn't a promoter thing. It was more like, and the old wasn't a thing for real. Like Mayweather, like Pretty Boy, because I call Pretty Boy Money. Pretty Boy was fighting everybody. Even Early Money was fighting everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
So it wasn't so like, it's hard when people say, all right, well, because you look at this person's definitely better than like Sugar Ray Leonard, because they're fighting each other, right? They're all fighting each other. Heavyweights. Holyfield was fighting Riddick Bowe. Like Foreman was fighting all of them. Even an old Foreman was accomplished. They're all fighting each other. That's true. Lennox Lewis is fighting everybody within that. So everybody was fighting each other. It's hard for me in this era to and to talk about compared to those eras, because are we doing them a disservice, because they're fighting you're talking about, that's like saying Mayweather's fighting Manny Pacquiao consistently in his prime.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's consistent. You know what I mean? That didn't happen in this era, but that happened back then though.
Yeah. No, you're right. And it's also it's like comparing Christy Martin and Clarissa Shields.
That's a good point.
When Christy Martin came out, you had to fight anybody, and there was more women in her weight class. Clarissa Shields has fought everybody in her weight classes. The opposition is just not there, or she's just so good.
Yes.
And Christy Martin has had some defeats. Clarissa has not. But how can you say one is better than the other? Because like you said, it's about the time when everybody was fighting each other, or the opposition was different.
Yes.
Because different times, different eras, there's different opposition.
Agreed.
So that's another thing. It's hard. Like, why can't we have many greats? Why can't there be many men and female greats? Why does there have to be a face? Someone asked me today, who's the face? I was like, there is no face. There are faces. There is no face.
Yeah. We know the face is always the money. It's always the draw.
Yeah.
It's always the draw. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's the money. It's like, that's how boxing always looks at it. It's always a draw. Like, folks are trying to make Tank. They're trying to make Tank the face because he's the draw. For sure. So
and some people's face may not be my face, and I'm buying tickets too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
For a while, they said it was Tank, right?
Yeah, they did. They said Canelo too. They say Canelo too.
Canelo, right? Now, what is it? Bud? Is it? Who is it? Is it Amanda Serrano? Is it Katie Taylor? Is it
there you go.
Who's the face?
Yeah. So now I know. I totally agree. I'm glad you mentioned that, because it's cool. Like, even like, Layla Ali, when she was boxing, like depending on what do you knockouts, and she was, what I mean, it's unfair. Like, even I remember when I was younger, it was more like you said, Christy Martin and Layla Ali, like those were the two that we all talked about.
Yes, and Wolf.
And Wolf, and Wolf, who trained Kirkland. And Wolf, so it was just more like, all right, who's the best out of that situation? But it's like, it's hard.
How can you say?
Yeah, it's hard. It's just hard because, again, it's hard to compare like who's the best in terms of generations, because every situation, every weight class, every competition within a weight class is different. because again, shoot, a lot grown in the late 90s, 2000s or mid 90s, 2000s. Everyone felt like Roy Jones Jr. was the best boxer ever.
Right. No, right. And the thing is that it's a great conversation. Like people love to talk about it and it's a great back and forth, but really who's right and who's wrong? Yeah. It's all about perspective and what you're looking at and at the time and who they were facing, you know, so there's many conversations that can be had, you know, it's not just one, that's it, boom. It's not.
So back to Bud from a technical standpoint, because you train boxers. What made Crawford so difficult to solve in the ring, regardless of an opponent or weight class?
Listen. First of all, being a switch hitter, not people tried to switch hit, but he was not just a switch hitter. He was good at it. Okay.
Yes.
That right there confuses people. You know, they talk about Manny Pacquiao's, you know, agility and his feet, his movement. He had the same. You know, they talk about Mayweather's defense. Bud had it too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Setting traps, you know, being able to box, being able to sit in the pocket if he needs to. He did it all. Someone just said his IQ was crazy. Yeah. IQ crazy. Like he could do it. He could do it. And whoever he was fighting, his sparring partners were mimicking exactly what what the opposition was going to do. Everything was thought out. Everything was planned out. Great team behind him. Great mind. I have been privy and honored to see Bud like working some of his corners for his fighters while they're sparring. The man is a freaking genius. He's a freaking genius. Not every boxer, world champion, can train because you have to be a teacher. And not every trainer, teacher, coach can box. But this guy, Mark, I'm telling you, does both. He can do both. He can corner and he can kick ass.
Oh, he can corner too? He can corner too?
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
I hear the instruction because that's one thing I love to do. I love to hear what the coaches are saying in the corners. I love it. Even when we're sparring somebody else, I'm like, why are they telling him to do this? What? Oh, okay. But but he is just on point and thinking about things that sometimes I'm not thinking about. I'm just like, damn, he's a fucking genius. He really is.
No, he is, man. He is. You can see it though. Like I saw it again. I was, I went. It was early for me, and again, even though I still was doubting him every once in a while. But I went back. I know I was. But even going back to the Gamboa fight, like that's where I kind of like he was good at what he, like because I said this earlier. Some people like switch to southpaw just to do it.
Yeah, to be cool.
Just to be cool. But he does it. He does everything with real intent. Like everything is done with real intent.
Yes, because he has a plan. He has a strategy.
It's really amazing. It totally is amazing. Well, Christine, that was about it. I appreciate you pulling up.
I appreciate you. I'm sorry I was so late.
Christine, stop it. It's okay. Look. Once you told me you was in traffic, look, I live in the DMV and I know what traffic is. And I've been on the side. I've been to Houston and I've seen the traffic in Texas. I know,
honey. I was driving from Austin to Dallas, and it was like bumper to bumper. I need an airplane.
So I already know. Once you said that, I already know. But before we end this stream, how can folks catch you on social media? Catch women crushing it Wednesdays.
Yes,
on YouTube. Let folks know how they can catch you, reach you, and watch your great content.
Thank you so much. Everything, all my social media platforms are in the Ring with Christine. I love it. I love talking about it. I love being in the gym. I love everything about boxing. It's just like I'm crazy psycho boxing head. And then every Wednesday night, 8 Central, 9 Eastern, myself, the beautiful Nika, the beautiful Crystal, we talk boxing. We know what we're talking about. It's not just, gossip and this and that. We try to make it like we're at a bar, we're at a restaurant, we're talking about boxing. It's fun. We love to engage with the chat. So please tune in. And I thank you so much for having me on because I always love coming on.
Oh, well, I always appreciate you. I appreciate you too as well. And like she said, they in the mud with boxing. They know it all. Like that's a fact. That's not me just saying it. It's a fact. So make sure y'all pull up, check it out. All like her stuff and her contact on socials are right here in the blue in the banner. So make sure y'all pull up. Anyway, I appreciate Christine. She's awesome. She's dope. She's one of them. Awesome. She's one of a million, man. Anyway, you've been listening to the Urban Sports Saying for ages. Ayedig deuces. We are out. Peace.